I've waited for the kids to go to bed tonight before I pull this video together, and just on the way in here, like Lauren's out there, she's like, John, make sure you clean the shed before you do your video. And I was like, darling, have a look at it, it's going to take you about 3 weeks. I'll show you what I'm like. It's always like this, because as soon as I've got any time, I'm going fishing, and I'm not doing the cleaning of the shed or anything. So it's like, there's lures. Have a look at the lures. We're going to talk about this tonight, but that's coming. But I'm just like, I'll pick up a lure, I'd go to put it in a box and just start admiring it, and then pretend how to work it. I might grab a fishing reel and just start spinning the reel around and things like that. I'm shocking for it, and I'll just get sidetracked. It lasts about 10 minutes and then I'll get nowhere. So that the whole cleaning the shed thing's going to happen at some stage soon, I'm sure, but not tonight. So you're going to have to put up with it. But look, tonight in this video, I'm going to share with you all the things that are coming on my channel. There's some big changes that are going to be happening over the next couple of months for this channel. I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to share that with you at the back end of this video, and show you some footage that I think you're going to get really excited by for what's coming. But to start tonight's video, I want to go through with you some of the stuff to do with the devastating effects and the rollout of this COVID-19 that's obviously just incredibly saddening for everyone around the world. I've got my brother in Seattle. They're copping it hard at the moment. He's on full lockdown. And just for our community in Australia, I think there's already, it's already getting its grips in Australia. And I just wanted to talk to you about how I feel about it at the moment, and what my decisions are going to be around, what I do over the next couple of months. So there's been some big statements come out this week already from the Prime Minister, statements from, state and federal government, and I think there's like this state of confusion as well that people are in, where there's, at times there's messages that are being interpreted, and, there's an ethical, not a dilemma, but just these ethical parts to decisions that us as fishermen and the community are all making about how to deal with this as best as we can. And it sort of sits with me in the sense that really I'm here to protect my family, our families, our community, and our friends. And so for that reason, I've decided that I'm not going to go fishing over the next couple of months, if that's what it is. It might be 4 weeks, and I'll sort of keep my finger on the pulse with everything that's going on. And I know, like I've been reading tonight, even just stuff from Queensland Maritime, and even from Department of Main Roads in Queensland and Transport, that's saying that, if you want to go fishing for a feed, you can do that on the weekend. But to be fair, that's not really me with my fishing or this channel. And I have been keeping fish in recent times, especially if I'm taking the ski out. I've been keeping a feed of fish, and it's been fantastic, but it's not really an essential for me. And that word essential that's been used a lot, I feel that fishing for me at the moment isn't necessarily essential. I froth on it as hard as anyone. I've always thought that there's no one that froths it harder than me. You can only tie with me for how passionate people are about fishing. But in saying that, my stance is to support these statements that have been made by the Prime Minister as best as I can. And just for the time being, and probably especially just while there's this level of confusion and debate on it, I'm just thinking, my ethical stance on it is just to pull back. And I've got great content that I can keep sharing with you on my channel, but I'm certainly not going to be out there fishing and filming and producing content just as a personal choice. And I could even make the argument that it is a small income for me. It's not my primary income. And for some people it is. It's become their primary income, and I completely respect that's the place where they're getting the income that they're relying on. But the reality is it's not for me, and so I just feel very lucky that I'm still employed, and that I can use that income to look after my family, and that's enough for me. And in terms of essential travel, I don't have to go fishing. I'm not in dire straits for mental health at this stage. We'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. But at this stage, like, I'm very lucky. I feel very lucky. I've got my wife here, my kids, and we're pretty happy. So I've made that decision just to pull back. So I'll just put the camera down, because I got these in the mail today. I've got my Holt production prawns, the big ones, and I've been desperate to get my hands on some so I can use them, give them a test. I've been frothing a bit more jack fishing lately. I've been using this thing, this big MMD splash prawn that's soon to be released, and I've been testing that, so I've been hanging to get more time chasing jacks with those. So it's a decision that doesn't, come lightly, but for me, that's the one that I just wanted to share with you. I just hope you can acknowledge that, and as I'll support everyone who's making these decisions for themselves regarding their situation and the statements that are coming out, I just sort of urge you to consider, everyone in the community, and especially those older people where there's real concerns. Like I've seen their faces, some of their faces this week. Some of them are my colleagues that have got a genuine concern about, where their health is at and the risks. And then even kids that I've been working with this week, I'm still teaching, and there's that concern as well, their faces. So I'm just, there's a side to it that I just think I need to pull back for a little while and let things settle and until things start to change, or there's a lot more clarity and uniformity across the country to really justify me producing, live fishing content. But saying that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start releasing some of this stuff, which is, these are my DVDs that I've had going over the last couple of years. I've released them and they've been really, really well received, and there's 4 of them, but I'm going to release some of my favourite parts out of a few of these, and I'll include some of that stuff at the end of this video if you want to take a look. But really the whole concept behind that is to try and help you guys get your fishing fix. And if you're staying home, you can get it through, the world of YouTube fishing. Like I said, this has been like premium content, some of the best stuff that I've been able to pull together over the years, and I'm really excited to be able to release it to a broadening audience, because at the moment people have been paying for that for the last few years, and they've been available as a download as well. So that's some of the stuff that's coming. And the other things that I'm looking to do on this channel, while this, if it's locked down for a month or whatever it is, I'm going to make sure there's still lots of tips and reviews coming out of, whether it's out of my shed or, maintenance and, what my boat setup's like, stuff like that. I'd love to do some more podcasts, even if it's like a remote over the internet style conference or webinar style thing where I look at what's in people's tackle boxes and what's in their lure box. I've done a couple of those podcasts on my channel already, but I think it might be a really valuable thing to share some of that stuff with you guys and get some insight from other anglers. And it might be any level of angler. Like, have a look at this. How's this legend? This bloke, it's like 70 years old and has been following my channel and lure reviews for a long, long time. And he's just recently taken up his own lure making. And what a champion, eh? And he just messaged me. He's like, Johnny, can you test these lures? I'd love to hear your feedback. I've got into lure making and really enjoying it, and it's sort of inspired me to do a lot more fishing. Can you tell me what you think? So, mate, if you're watching, I reckon at some stage we're going to end up fishing together and testing them out together when all this blows over and we get out the back end of it. But yeah, it could be anything that comes up on the channel. If you've got some ideas yourself of what you'd like to see on this channel, let me know, because I'd love to just vary up the stuff over the next couple of weeks and make it really interesting. Or if you've got questions, send them in and I'll try and build a video around it. Actually, I haven't shared any of this with you guys yet, but mate, this was a tough call. But you can see these boxes here. So last year we've been saving for a long time. Lauren and I have been saving for a long time, and last year, at the end of last year, we bought a caravan to. We're going to pack the family up and take them on a round Australia trip. So 2 kids, my wife, we were going to go fishing around the country, and we've had to cancel it. We bought a caravan, had to cancel the whole trip, but we literally just started boxing stuff up and getting our plans together to go in the next 6 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks, yeah. So there was a whole plan to start to condense stuff, but I'm still going to do that. Come over here and have a look. Like, if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you'll know that there are way too many lures in my possession. There's literally like boxes and boxes of stuff that, and Tupperware containers of stuff down there, and things that I'm not really going to get the chance to use, which I reckon maybe part of this channel can be about putting stuff together there and sending it out to some of you guys in giveaways, or something over the next couple of months. So if you got some ideas around that, let me know. But essentially there's a whole lot of content coming. I've still got some banked footage that mate, there's some amazing offshore stuff that I picked up last week that I'm going to share in the next week or so. Chasing tuna and just offshore using lures. Just an incredible, like a mind-blowing experience. So just stay tuned for that. Make sure you keep on involved in my channel and keep your eye out for that stuff. But there's plenty in these, like the Kayaker's Guide series. I'm going to be sharing some of my favourite clips out of that, and some of my stuff from the Jack Guide. Maybe even some clips out of Monster Jacks. So there's a lot of stuff coming. So anyway, that's a bit of a channel update, and I hope I've been really clear about my stance on this at the moment. I'm really in support of the intent that's coming from the Prime Minister, the state and federal government, their statements. I'm trying to pick up on the ethics behind it myself, and at the moment there's things that I think are being either ironed out, or they're looking for solutions to help keep people sane, and I'm just going to take the stance that I'm not going to fish for a little while. So my fishing gear is going to stay put for a bit. I'm going to end up cleaning all my gear, but take a look at some of this footage. Actually, this is the footage that's going to be coming over the next couple of weeks. So if you haven't been on my channel and you don't know what my DVDs are about, some of it's going to be coming your way for free in the next couple of weeks in some short, sort of bite-sized YouTube style videos. And if you have seen my DVDs, I'm going to include some context around some of these fishing stories and the adventures that I go on that might just bring you a little bit more value around the whole story and some of the footage that you might have picked up from watching these DVDs. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always. Stay safe, look after each other. If you've got kids at home, what a great time to start to connect with them and spend time with them. And if you're there with your wife, make sure you look after her. Plenty of cups of tea or whatever it is that you do, boxes of chocolates, whatever it is. Mate, they're doing a really good job, especially the way they're looking after our kids. So yeah, look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you on the water soon enough. I'll see you in the next video. Take a look at this beautiful big Australian bass. I'm just drifting this quiet little creek, and the stealth that you can get with a kayak just puts you at such a great advantage. Get him back in the water.